Jesus fucking Christ. Sorry. I just got customers driving me freaking crazy. Just, anyways. God damn, some people are just thick. Thick. Anyways, it's exciting to watch some of the comments in here because, like David doing the cross of the box. Come on, man. That's exciting. It's exciting for me to see people doing that. Jim taking it from the gold line. Me taking it from the bottom half because I didn't have the bankroll to screw around with it up here. Anyways, yeah, it's exciting to see people actually doing the things that I sit here and spend hours talking about. And they do it and they turn it into money. Good morning. Yeah, the ES, man. God dang it. The ES. Oh my God. The ES. Oh, so the ES. Let's talk about the ES for a second. Now, granted, it's look at. We can look at the ES after the fact and see what happened. But I kept putting in the chat over here, this thing's going long. This thing's going long, but I couldn't find a place to try it. Then all of a sudden you get this real small candle right here, and then wham. Ah, shit. Yeah. I missed that. I missed it. When the candle got small like that and compressed and consolidated, that's the ideal place because I'm not risking anything. Anyways. $101 of my videos. 101. That's pretty funny. Good morning. I only became profitable after I watched 101 of your videos. Hey, somebody kind of, in one of my recent videos, somebody kind of busted my balls about a comment I made about screen time. Me saying, hey, I've had more screen time than you guys out here. And the person kind of busted my balls for saying that. And so I said to him, I said, listen, man, the point of me making that comment is because I want everybody to understand that even if you learn to trade, when you ultimately learn to trade what it is I'm talking about to the level of, say, Jim or even Lindsay or some of the other people that come in here, Orville, whatever, once you get to, but the way to get to that point is, I hate to tell you this, but it takes time. You've got to put in the screen time. I can't magically just make it happen for you. Now, I can show you how to avoid bumps and bruises along the way, but for you to get the confidence and to, know when to hold them, know when to fold them and all that kind of stuff. That takes screen time, man. And because of that, so let's talk about screen time for a second. I didn't get any messages from you people. Yesterday afternoon. What should I have gotten a message from? I'm going to show you what I should have gotten a message from. Here's the YM. Remember, the market was way down yesterday in the ES, the RTY, and the NQ. And here was the YM yesterday. And I said, and I'm going to show you the exact spot. You go back, watch the video. I said at this point, and then I showed you guys these later, these pivots. I said at this point, this is the prior day low. when they came in, sat on that line right there and crossed over that prior day low, I said they're going to the top of the box. And I said it's going to take a few hours because it's going to have to drag the rest of the market up. I said that yesterday, right in here, not over here. Bam. I didn't get any. Wow, Bob, how the hell did you know that? It's because I've seen it happen before. It's called screen time. It's called screen time. And when screen time, when you have enough screen time that you can tell what the hell is actually going on, that's when you start laughing when you take trades. You know, my issue that I still struggle with is my mental fortitude when I'm in the trades. It's not recognizing what the hell's going on. Anyways, I was confident that the YM, and by the way, if you go back and you look, you'll see that it was around noon or so that's exactly all the rest of the other markets started getting slung long. As a matter of fact, I think the RTY ended up going up and through its high of the day after not the RTY, maybe it was the NQ, after being beat down in the ground yesterday, completely beat down. The ES came straight out of the box. I don't know if anybody took that. The ES came straight out of the box for about 8 points so far, maybe 10, may have been 10. For you ES traders out there. Oh, it didn't come straight out of the box. No, forget it. It was the second minute. All right. No, I would have missed that. See, I would have missed that for sure. It was the second minute. I stand corrected. Sorry. I stand corrected. I don't know about that, JP. That's pretty aggressive. That's aggressive for me. Again, I would prefer, I know I'm conservative and I'm freaking whatever. I would prefer it to come sit on top of it and then go up. But those were small candles if you protected those candles from the long. I will give you that. Oh, you're talking about NQ. Wait, were you talking NQ? Oh, right out. The NQ came right out of the box. Sorry, I'm looking at the RTY. I'm talking too much. Yeah, the NQ did come straight out of the box. Beautiful trade. So the NQ actually came straight out of the box, not the ES. Turned out to be a banger. Holy shit. Straight out of the box. Sorry about that, JP. Jesus. Sorry about that. I was get my instruments mixed up. Yeah, NQ freaking. And not only that, if you're still in it, not that you are, now it's below these lines, which means it should start getting pushed even more. But anyways, that's at least 2 times in the last 5+ trading days that the YM did the opposite of everybody else and dragged the rest of the market that way later. And you know, and if you think about it, it makes sense because it's the Dow, and the Dow's the beast. The S&P is second. Not necessarily in trading because it moves more rhythmically than, say, the NQ. The NQ is a beast to trade because it's violent. But I mean, if any of these instruments is going to drag the market, it's the YM first and the ES second. Yeah, JP, I'm sorry. I'm sitting here looking at the wrong instrument. Even though right in the middle of my chart, I got a big NQ and I got a big RTY. I'm looking at the wrong instrument. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. So that gold cross the box was beautiful. David hit that one. Beautiful trade, wasn't it, David? That was absolutely gorgeous. I cannot wait. Cannot wait. It's this sitting around waiting for my corporate account is costing me so much freaking money. Because I should have had that trade. I should have had that trade for more than what I did. It's costing me so much money. It's my fault because, I mean, it's my fault for thinking it was going to go faster than it was and liquidating my account. And then it was my fault after the fact to not just say, fuck it, and move my money back over to this account. Anyways, today's my last day of trading for a week. I'm not going to be here Thursday, Friday, most likely, or Monday. I'm not going to be here Thursday, Friday, and Monday, and most likely not Tuesday, but definitely not Thursday, Friday, and Monday. So today is my last day of trading for the week. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that's where Jim got in too, David. Oh, and then you missed it. Yeah. I'm notorious for just getting distracted. All right, so NQ is back inside its box, which is interesting. I'm still kind of just sitting here, obviously, trying to evaluate where all the markets are in relationship to itself. The interesting part is it's the YM that's down quite a bit, and the rest are kind of up. So does that mean the YM is going to drag the market down today? That's interesting. It's an interesting thought. Because yesterday it dragged the market up. Yesterday it dragged the market up. Oh, shoot. All right. God damn, oil's going through the high. Oil just went through the prior day high. It's very sloppy today. Oil is. You see how it bounced off the top of the box 1, 2, 3, probably about 4 times. So you can see that static line right there that is created by this box really is important to the market makers. Anyways, they put it up through the high. So the question is on oil, are we going to create space, sit on top of the high, and then have a long? That's a possible situation. Unfortunately is because that means oil is continuing to go up. You should see the shocked look on my face that that's happening. Not. All right, guys, come on, start moving again. Man, my eyes. All right, so you see here. I swear, customers. That is it. That is the by the way, sugar kryptonite. That is the conservative way of doing it. That is my highly recommended way of doing it. But once it starts, so go back over here. This is when these guys got involved. So I'm going to spend 2 seconds on this, okay? They didn't get involved here. They got involved once it broke all these pivots and rolled up into here and then took that, okay? Because it wasn't going to do that retest with space. Once it broke all these up pivots, these are up pivots, and then came back up into this gold line, they took that short right there. I took the short through the box because this is where it's ugly. You don't know what's really going to happen. So I prefer it to have space. Create space, then have a break. So that, yeah, they did not enter up here. I don't know. Do we elect it? Does the Senate have something to do with that? I really don't even know. I don't pay attention. So here's the conservative entry right here. So the ES rolled back inside the box, sat on the top, and there's your long. Now I don't prefer these trades in the equities because there's too much other things influencing it, but that is the pattern. See, it came in, created space, sat on the top of the bottom of the box. That's my preferred way of taking this trade. It's very conservative because yes, sometimes it just runs right through the box. You just got to have a bigger bankroll, i.e. not trading prop firm stuff or whatever, if you're going to try to shoot it through the box when it comes in. And I mean, and sometimes it does that like it did today in gold. And you just don't get the top half of the trade. But once it shows you this is what we're doing, you can get in for later pieces. And it's those later pieces, if they do those rotations like I talk about, it's those later pieces when I have my bankroll that I'm adding contracts. So for example, if I was in that trade, if this had been your standard, so let's go over that. If it had been your standard rotation, boom, and I'm in here, I would have added a contract here and I would have added another one here. Because this one right here, this is that mid band. If that sucker gets broken through the bottom, it just runs. I mean, it rinse, wash, repeat. It happens so often. It'll just run to the other side. And you can see that's where the traders were going based off the reaction. Anyways, so like I said, if it had been a crossover retest, here's entry one, breaking all these pivots, rotating back up into your so this line is your first point of entry. These lines are your second point of entry. This line breaking is your third point of entry. Bam, 3 contracts, that trade right there worth probably about 3-4 grand. If it had done this first, then that. Okay. And that scenario I just told you, I've hit that probably, well, before I transferred my money in my account, I had hit it at least twice last month. But I'm pretty sure I'm up about 12 grand on that trade minimum in the last 30 days. As a matter of fact, that's the screenshot of this video is one of those trades. That's the screenshot of this video is one of those trades. And because things like that happen and I can see it and take it, I just get relatively conservative on everything else because I don't like giving my money back. I don't like giving my money back. In gold, for example, it can steal your money fast. Right, Jim? Racine? Gold can steal your money fast. If you don't have a hardcore strategy to trade gold, now that it's up in these $4,000 and $5,000 ranges, where you can have big targets. I'm talking at least $10 targets. Gold will eat you alive. Gold will eat you alive. It'll steal your money. Now, what's going to be wild is gold went inside the box and now sat on the top. The first time it went inside the box, it ran through it. Second time it came and sat on top of it. So it'll be interesting if you had your stop here, which, by the way, you'd be in here. So let me just give you an example. Talk about bankrolls. So here's 83.20. Your stop is supposed to be here. So you're looking at like $400. That's your stop. Okay. But your intent on this scenario, okay, which is why I need to get my bankroll into my corporate account, is that with the same scenario that it went through coming down. Okay. And it just might do it. And it's going to sit here and piss me off if it does. Because that's the pattern. The pattern now is we busted through. We sat on top of that thing. And now here we go. I mean, I'm just going to start throwing shit if this works again. I'm going to start throwing shit if this works again. Because Ninja is freaking costing me money. It'll be interesting. Let's just see this. Let's just watch this. Does it do it? Does it cross the box again? Again, here's your stop right here. I mean, you're risking $400 because you haven't had a pivot above you to move your stop to. You have not had a pivot yet. So this is your pivot. And that's why you're $400 in the hole before the trade even, potentially in the hole, before you can even start defending your position. That's why I say, like on this, you got to have a bankroll to trade this. And the whole point is, okay, you risk $400 here, but if it works, you're trying to make about $2,000-3,000. So I'm just going to sit here and watch it because all the equities are kind of meandering right now. So let's just watch it. Now, if this candle right here gets broken long, I'd be moving my stop up to here probably. See, they intentionally came down and reached below this candle. This is all intentional. See how this candle came down below there? They did that intentionally. That's all intentional before they run it up. That's why you've got to defend the pivot, because they'll play these freaking games and then run it. So this is going to become your new upswing pivot right here. So then you put your stop here. See, watch this. I swear I'm going to throw shit. You got your payout today, Wayne? Good for you, man. Good for you. Excellent. Excellent. So what you'd be hoping for is it comes through, sits on top of these lines, and then you would add another contract. It's going to be hard because all these lines are literally at the mid band. But then when it busts through the mid band, it should go up to there. But right now I'd have my stop here. So instead, I'm probably about $300 in the hole right now with my stop. Let's just see. Yep. Congratulations to Wayne. He got a big payout. He's excited. Boy, oil is freaking gone. Didn't even give us an entry. So look at that. It never even gave us an entry. Remember I talked about creating space, sitting on that line and going long? It never did it. Never did it. Holy shit. Uh-oh. Look at that. Holy cow. Oh, that's freaking ugly, man. That's freaking ugly. I'm with you there, Wayne. I'm with you there, my buddy. I'm with you there. I might have accomplished that by now. I don't know. I might have. Let's put it this way. The sad part is I can't say yes, I have. Good morning, Snow. I don't have the NQ in front of me. Lately that has been correct. Whoever said that, Shane. Lately that's been correct because negative news hitting the market has caused oil to go up and the market to go down. And I will tell you this, oil going up like that is making this trade very difficult because they have been running opposite of each other. This big rundown right here is when oil ran up earlier. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree with you, David. Exactly, David. Yeah, David said what I said. I'm sorry. David said what I said. Yeah. Well, hopefully they start decoupling. If they decouple, then it won't be. Morning, Matt. How you doing, buddy? Hey, I'm heading up your way tomorrow, Matt. Uh, I'm leaving like ass crack of dawn. I'm heading your way. Ass crack of dawn. So we're still going off this pattern. I'm still talking about this pattern here. You know, now you're reaching the point, like I said, your stop is here, so you're $300 in a hole. I mean, I'm going to be so freaking pissed when this thing runs across this box. I cannot tell you how much money I have lost sitting here waiting for Ninja to get off their ass and do their job. Oh yeah, no problem, Ryan. Now we got a little bump in the road right here, which we should have anticipated. But here's the interesting part about that bump. What's the interesting part about this bump in the road? Yeah. Yeah, wave. Wave from your communist cell. The interesting part about this run up right here is that it broke this down pivot. See, footprints in the sand. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. That is a good sign. So gold just needs to get off its high horse and start moving. Oh, yeah. Well, Jim, now you got out before the fun starts. Now you got out before the fun starts. This is when the fun starts. You know, it's just like, look at all the sweat you do here. Then the fun starts. If it goes true to form, this is where it'll just chink right through. Okay. Well, oil just, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. All right, so footprints in the sand. We got to hope that's our sign right there. If you're in that trade, you got to hope this is your sign right here. That footprint right there. Come on, gold. By the way, I can't remember who I was talking to about this scenario. Here it is. I mean, it's ugly, but the ES did it. I mean, it crossed in, sat on top, boom, and it's still going. It's from entry, it's up a little over 8 points right now. If it can get through this red line, it should accelerate. It's just got to get through that red line there. This one's getting ugly. Oh my God. Yeah, a retest would be nice. I'm looking at that. I might actually jump in if it does a retest. Oh my God. I'll be right back. All right. So so this down pivot right here went to here. And then we broke the pivot there. So this is kind of why I might be willing to do this. As long as this can hold this. As long as this stays higher than this. Boy, oil's just still going up. Jesus. Hold. Jesus, why do you have to keep making this candle bigger? Why do you have to keep making that candle bigger? Scaring me. God dang it. Oh my God. I just don't have the I just don't want to do it. So see how this went to here, then created this swing here. This came down. The intent then is for this swing to go higher than here. As long as that stays north of here. It's ugly as it may seem, but that is the whole freaking thought right there. God dang it. Oh boy, there goes that ES. All right, so the ES is crossing the box. Damn, look at that. The ES is crossing the box. Interesting. God dang gold. You just, oh my God. Jesus. Wow. Wow. Oh my God. It's going to be so frustrating. It's a beautiful the scenario is laying out. I think it would have been a lot more aggressive if it broke both pivots, this one and this one, but it only broke this one right here. So we're still in the upswing. I know it looks ugly as hell, but it's still, this right here is the upswing. This right here was the start of it. This right here is the footprint in the sand. We have not broken this one. This is the main one to the downside. That's where you get a little cautious, but it's God dang. Killing you, David. I know. That's why. Oh God, that's why crossing the box the first time is more fun than the second. Look at ES. There it is. So bing, bing, and now that it's here, it's just going. Now that I said it had to get its way through that red line. Now that's here. Notice it's just like gold. So I want to point that out to you so you guys understand. It's the second half of those legs when it does do the pattern. It's the second half that it just accelerates. And even in an instrument as lazy as the ES, it's the second half. There it goes. It's going to, that, and it's going to go to target right there. Craziness. So let me give you an example. Remember the YM call I did yesterday? Okay. This box is huge. Here's the bottom. Here's the top. Once it got through the mid band, that's where it accelerated. Just accelerated all the way to the target. All right. And here goes gold. God dang. So here goes gold doing, okay. Again, what was the symbol? Right there. So now we've got a new up pivot. See that? Got your dots right here. Boom, boom. Here's your up pivot, and you're going through your box. It's just crazy, man. I need my account back. I need my account back so I can take these trades. And so now this down pivot is broken. This down pivot was already broken. So it's got to build up a little bit of energy over here. And then basically when this 92 level gets broken, it should accelerate across there. Now it's the second attempt, so it's going to be not as dramatic as the first, but that's what it should do. And by the way, let's go back up here for shits and giggles. Where did the ES stop? Top of the box. It's freaking insane. It's totally insane. Totally insane. Well, Crude Junkie, the price action tells you what was going to happen. When this pivot broke that, then they're going long. Barring any freaking news or some shit like that, of course, which is why I really hate trading the last the last like 3 weeks or so, because it's like every day there's some kind, I'm in the middle of looking at a pattern, and then all of a sudden there's a freaking news event and it screws up your whole pattern. And see how long this whole pattern took to form? So, if some news event in the middle of all this, your pattern goes away. And now you're starting all over. So this swing from here to here is almost $1,000. But if you've got the nerve, you hold it, hoping it shoots to here. That mid band is an impediment in the road. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. God damn it. The YM's running long. The RTY is trying to go long. I don't even know where the NQ is. I don't have it on my charts. I don't have it in front of me. Where's the NQ? Oh, there's the NQ right there. Ah, look at that. The NQ's crossing its box here too. So everybody's just going the other way. See how the market fakes the first so many minutes of the day and then just changes. That's why I talk about waiting to see what they're going to do, because they have a tendency to do that a lot. They go one direction out of the gate, meander a little bit, and then start going the other direction. And that second direction is the one they tend to stick with for the rest of the day. All right, so gold should start accelerating here. I would put my stop here now. If it comes back in, that's not good. It should. This is its mid band. It's breaking it. I'm not going to let it come back, so I would be stopping it right here, and to avoid an M pattern. So you see how you got the down and then the up and then the down. You might have an M pattern right there. Very ugly M pattern. Still hasn't done anything. All right, for those of you watching, the YM is about to test the top of its box. That could be a potentially good trade right there to the long side. As long as it keeps coming back with authority, sits there, consolidates, boom, there's your long. If it does that, that's exactly what I'd be looking at. That's exactly what I'd be looking at in the YM. And the YM, guys, the YM has been very good to me lately. The YM has been very good to me lately. As a matter of fact, I'm going to sit here and turn my tool on, my trading tool, just in case that setup happens. The YM has been very good to me lately. Oh, man. Look at that. Jesus. Thank you, Matt. Still in, David? Good for you. Look at that. So this is your I talked about that earlier. Just like in the ES, showed you, this is the acceleration zone. And look at it. I mean, look at it just accelerate. It's like, what the hell? Now you know what the hell is. you've gotten through your midband. That's why this is the what the hell zone. What the hell? Just like it was here. You got through your midband, the what the hell zone. What the hell? All because of footprints in the sand, man. Footprints in the sand. That right there. Isn't that scary? That's why I have these dots on my chart. It just makes it a little easier to see on these instruments where, I mean, we're up in the 4,000s and the ticks look so small. You can see the subtle changes. Damn YM screwed me, man. The YM screwed me. It did a 1 minute gold line trade instead. Damn it. All right, I'm all right. It's all right. It's all right. Now, so I want to show you guys. So the ES is stuck. See, it wants to go long like the YM, but it's stuck because of the bottom of the box. It's stuck. Without that box, you would have no idea why is the ES sitting right here like it's in mud. With that box, you know. Without this box, how would you know this is support for gold? Think about that. Without this box, how would you know this? I mean, if you don't have this box on this chart, think about this. Take that box off the chart. Does anybody have any freaking clue why this rotated from here? The answer would be absolutely not. Nobody would have a freaking clue. We'd all just be going, huh, it went long in the middle of nowhere. In the middle of nowhere, the damn thing went long. Huh, god dang, what the hell? How did that happen? I don't know. And why the hell, when it was falling like a knife, why did it stop here? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know either. That's amazing. That's why I say I've looked at the chart so long, I laugh now because it's funny, because you see what the hell's going on. Now this is getting a little disconcerting to me. I mean, it may come and test the top of the midband, but I really think it should accelerate across. It's just kind of stuck right now. It should go across without having to test the top of the midband. All right. Oh, all right. All right. Hold on here. YM finally tested the top of the box. Let me get a good look at it. Let me get a good look at it right here. Shoot. Come on, gold. What the hell's wrong with you? And again, this is the second attempt, so I mean, you got to give it a little bit of. This is over with. Forget that. This is the second attempt, so it's going to have, it doesn't have quite the mustard it had the first attempt. Just like everything I talk about, attempt one, attempt two, you start losing. Each attempt, you're going to lose the vigor, the piss and vinegar that comes with it. Wow. Yeah, that YM just totally collapsed that line. This was the scenario I was waiting for right here, and I wanted to take it from here to here, which would have been a banger if it had happened, but it did not do it for me. So that's okay. I mean, you know, over $1,000. Good job, David. There you go. Good job, lunatic. All right. Look at it. All right. Everybody's printing money. David, you must have gotten a lot today, though, because you got the long and the short. I think that's what you said. Crude junkie. That's why I had to quit. Okay, crude junkie. That's the most profound statement you've made today. Nothing against your others. I'm just saying. That's why I had to stop trading prop firms. I stopped taking the stuff seriously. And so my trading started to suffer. I just started doing stupid shit. And you know, then you go from taking your trading to this level, to then deteriorating it because, you know, you're getting payouts and stuff. And so the cost and stuff of doing the accounts doesn't really matter. And then, you know, and you try to shortcut it by just taking trades and hoping you get your money and just my whole mental side was not as serious. So I had to take my money and just open up a live account. It was the only thing that was going to get me back on track of developing my trading, you know, to a higher level. It just, good job, Wayne. Wayne means 3 evals, by the way, not 33. For those of you watching, Wayne meant 3. He didn't mean 33. I'll be back.
Sam McDaniel.
Hold on, guys.
Oh,
yeah.
Just kidding. Hey.
Yeah. Sorry about that. One of my customers just got power to their house, and Anyways, let's see here. Let me pull this aside since this thing, it still should go here, but since this thing's over, let me pull this aside. Oh boy. Oh man, I wish I'd have been watching this NQ. I should have been long here. We had a high back to the freaking red line, inside candle, boom. I should have been long there. Should have been long there. I missed that. I should have been long right there. This should go all the way up, at least to here. I should have been long there. Damn it. So see how we created a new recent high straight back into the red line. It's after 10:30. Inside candle, boom, there's your long back up to here. That's your trade. That's your trade, man. That's your freaking trade. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. Did anybody get this? So see, we got a recent high, straight. You can't get a straighter into the red line trade than that. Inside candle, boom, boom. You should be long right up to here. Minimum. Did anybody get that? Obviously, Bob didn't. Because Bob's answering the freaking phone. I've been waiting for the power company to put power in these people's houses for 3 fucking days. And all of a sudden, today they do it. I'm like, I'm going out of town tomorrow. I'm going out of freaking town tomorrow. I don't have time to go freaking deal with this bullshit. God damn it. I'm trying to see if I can get my plumber to go out there and deal with it. Yeah, get my plumber to go deal with the power being on instead of me. Well, I'm looking at this more, Ryan. I'm looking at that more. This big push up, deliberate pullback. I mean, this is just violence. I mean, this whole. So, Ryan, look at. Are there any sharks in the tank here? Are there any sharks in the tank here? All of a sudden, wham, wham. Those are the sharks in the tank. You know what I mean? You're looking for those subtle movements when all of a sudden things get violent. That's sharks in the tank. This inside candle right here, that gives you even more power. That's all. Now, because this pivot broke here is probably why I didn't go through there, to be honest with you. But, I mean, it's just a trade that's definitely worth trying. It was definitely worth trying. The problem with the NQ right now, so who is anybody watching this? So here's the ES did it. So come over here and look at this. 1041. See, your ES at the same time was on support. So another reason to take the NQ. What's the problem with the trade? Well, the ES runs into the bottom of the box, so the NQ stops. This is exactly why when I was in an ES trade yesterday, the NQ was running, and then all of a sudden the NQ ran right into the bottom of the prior day close, and I closed out my ES trade at that moment because it was going to roll over, and it did. Like, if you're looking at both of them side by side, you can see things better. If you're in this trade in the ES, you should know this thing's going to get punched in the face right here for potential cross in the box to the downside. You get what I'm saying? It's going to get punched in the face. And if you follow these candles, you'll see they absolutely agree with each other. So you had 1, 2, 3 big green candles. Then you had your candle that stopped, your candles that stopped. Good job, MB Trader. Good job. Good job, MB Trader. I don't know if I answered your question, Ryan, but this whole part right here, corresponding with this part right here, and this was an inside candle too. That's why Jim Racine took this trade. Jim Racine took this trade on the ES. Oh, sorry. But now we're stuck in consolidation, so there's nothing to see here. They're not in agreement anymore. What I would like to see is the ES come on top of the box and the NQ come on top of the box, and then we can look for some longs. That's what I would like to see. Yeah, if I had stayed market gambler, if I had stayed in prop firms, God, because here's what I found. Just like Crude Junkie said, what I found is that I would lose money in the prop firms by just blowing up accounts. And then I would get frustrated and pissed. And then I'd focus and I'd go through the process of getting the eval and getting paid. And I would go, okay, now I got my money back. Then I'd fall back into the same rut of not giving a shit again. And that's not healthy for your trading evolution if you're trying to evolve, in my opinion, because then you just keep falling back into the bad habits. That's my opinion. But I used the prop firm money to do it. You know what I mean? I forced myself to be able to sit down and consistently pass the evals, so I knew I was doing everything right. Took the money and then left. Oh yeah. Because you have your time wrong, Bruce. Because you got your time wrong, Bruce. I've said that in my videos, man. You've got to have. Are you using Ninja, Bruce? Do you use Ninja, Bruce? Let me ask you that first. Okay, then your start time on Ninja, at least with me, your start time is 09.31. Your end time is 09.45 because it's the 3-1 candle that opens at 30 and finishes at 31. Okay, then I don't know. That I don't know. Yeah, that I don't know. Are you trading the 6-26? I'm assuming the answer is yes also. Okay. All right. I don't know then. I say that because I've had so many people say that to me before, and they don't realize with Ninja, you actually start at the 31 candle because that's the 30 to 31. So many people don't realize that. And so they do their charts wrong. All right. So we're breaking a bunch of pivots here in the ES. So I'd like it to rotate, sit on top, and take a long. Yeah, which is the same as mine, Steve. Could be our data sources too. Could be our data sources are different. I don't know. Good point, Tom. Good point. And if you've got a different data source too, Bruce, maybe your start time isn't 31. I don't know. I'm just talking out loud. I don't know. I really have no idea. You know, I'm the last tech person in this room. I just know the first time I ever did it, I used my cell phone to make sure, okay, boom, my candle should start, you know, and then I went off that. I see that, Snow. So Snow pointed out we're sitting at the prior day high in oil right here. We're sitting at the prior day high in oil. It's actually the first time we've tested it today. So let's go. Let's see if we can get some money out of that. Come on, go oil. Go long. Woo-wee. All right. I like the fact that you went down first. That would be nice. I do like the fact that you went down first. Now let's run up. My phone is going to ring here in a minute again. I know it from the plumber. Jesus. I just know I'm going to get distracted here in a minute. This is the setup right here. So you got an inside candle and another inside candle forming right now for your long. This candle literally is inside this candle right here to the tick. There's your long. Right there, you're in. That should be your long. I still want to be in a trade. My freaking phone rings again. That should be your long right there. You should be in at 83. Should minimum run up to here, I would think, up into up into this area right here. That's your down pivot right there. This one right here. See, what you would like it to do is accelerate through that down pivot to show you confirmation you're going long. So let's show you the bad news. Does anybody want to see the bad news? All right, I'll show you the bad news as to what I wouldn't give this trade too much room. It's exactly this right here. Again, it's all about signs. This is your high right here. All right. Well, before they ran it down to here, they literally went to the same high. So that's not a good sign. If it had ticked through by a tick and then come down here, that's a great sign. So this thing needs to accelerate. All right, there it goes. All right, there it goes. There it goes. So my phone doesn't ring. There it goes. Come on, get inside, get up inside the red line. It's imperative that this thing accelerate through this pivot because of these two. Because of these two pivots right here that equal and or less. If this was less and or, it's the same thing. Less and or equal. That's not a good sign for your up trade. It's a good sign for the down trade, but not for the up trade. So to make this something bigger than just a target here, it needs to accelerate through this pivot. Then there's confirmation that they're going to bring it back longer. Does that make sense? Because you're looking for confirmation right now that they're going to take it longer. If you want something bigger than just say $200. Come on, just accelerate through that pivot right there. Oil, just accelerate through this pivot. Come on, keep going. There you go. All right, it did accelerate through the, all right, there you go. All right, now, so that's a sign that it is going to roll up. All right, that's a sign that it is going to roll up if you're looking for something bigger. It is pretty cool. Market Gambler, it is pretty cool. I will admit. So let me see here. Well, so if any of you are in this trade, the fact that you broke this pivot and came back should not be alarming if you're still in it, because once breaking that pivot then shows that they're going to come back and look for support and then rotate further. And I'm talking about this just for those of you to start recognizing price action. Doesn't happen 100%, but it's what the scenario is. So you'll understand when you break these. I talk about it all the time. When you break the significant pivot to the left, you should expect at that point a pullback to support and then a rollback through. Okay. So what this should do is it should start rolling back up and through. And then your next level is right here. And by the way, today we've had two really good scenarios of this type of stuff. One in gold that I walked you guys through. The one freaking tick that broke the pivot to the left on the long trade for gold across the box. One freaking tick gave it away. One freaking tick breaking that pivot gave it away, that this is what they're going to do. So if I was in this oil trade, I would probably be defending myself right about here. I don't know why that I didn't get a call back yet. Hold on a second here. I'm trying to see something here. The MQ is off and running. Never gave us a setup on either one of these other than a 1 minute gold line, which I don't know that I would have been too excited about that. So here we are with oil, just seeing if it'll pan out the way I'm talking, based off pivots being broken, rotations, that kind of stuff. Like I said, it should roll up at least to here now. Granted, it almost got there here. There it goes. All right. There it goes. Come on. So if I walk through some of these examples, some of you will start seeing this is the important part of the reason I'm doing this. And so some of you will start seeing what Jim Racine means when he talks about the pivot got broke or this or that. It's understanding that once you start breaking pivots in one direction or another, and you're above, say, the lines, that these are going to become support to rotate at least to the next level. And what you're hoping for as a trader is that it just finally just gives up and just starts accelerating up. That's what you're hoping for. It just gives up trying to push price down is what I mean. And it just accelerates up. That's what you're hoping for. That's not a good sign right there. This did not go up through here. That's a bad sign. That's not good. Come on. Stay on top of this 9. Stay on top of this 9. Come on. Yep. That was not a good sign. When this thrust went and it did not eclipse that, that's a bad sign. That's a bad sign right there. Anyway, so I'm just kind of giving you guys ideas of how it works or how it's supposed to work. Exactly. And by the way, market gambler, one of the main things that caused me to win, to make money long term I'm gonna expand on that, gambler. One of the things that made me start making money long term is the willingness to take losses. So once I finally got it through my thick skull that a loss is not a big deal, $200 loss or whatever is not a big deal. I stopped doing the stupid stuff of averaging into bad trades and trying to force them to work, if that makes sense. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, the Jim. I think oil's done. Yep, I think oil's done. And the thing about oil, I'm going to go back to this. Just again, I talked about it here. The big problem is this. You double topped. And when you double top, boy, that's not a good sign for it to go all the way back to, say, here, which is exactly what you would want. You would anticipate a prior day high trade to do. You would anticipate a prior day high trade to go from here to here. But for it to go from here to here, you have to look at what the rotation was that brought you here. And was it a recent high? And if the answer is no, then the likelihood of this shrinks drastically. And that's the main thing to understand. Is everybody understand that? That's why that's price action. They're showing you right here. No. And by the way, it creates a big M pattern. There's your up, your down. There's your up that didn't break here. And then there's your down. And notice it got hung up right here and then it accelerated through that break. So visualize seeing the chart upside down. When you see a pattern that comes down, then up, and this does not break this, and it rotates down. Again, here's where it's going to get hung up, and then it's going to accelerate. And that's price action. That's all it is. It's just price action. All right, everybody. I'm going to shut the stream down because apparently I'm going to have to go drive 2 hours to one of my houses and do something with it because I can't get the plumber to call me back. I hope the last couple days of me kind of talking about these things more than just sitting here trading is helping you guys to recognize things. Because at the end of the day, you have to learn these things yourself. You know what I mean? Bob may not be here tomorrow. I may pass away. You know what I mean? I may die. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'll see you guys later. Like I said, I will not be here until minimum Tuesday. Most likely Wednesday is when I'll be back for trading.
Brian Preston.
God dang it. Let me grab this. See you guys. Bye.